Okay, we're all okay? Go ahead. Well, good morning. My name is David Kaiser. I'm music director at the New Thought Unity Center here in Cincinnati, Ohio. And as you well know, we have a special guest today. Douglas Bluefeather drove the big box truck full of drums and flutes down from Warren County near Dayton, Ohio today to be with us. Doug, we're so glad that you're here. Thanks.
Well, I can make it.
Great. And so I tell you, we're just going to melt into some really relaxing music today. And as we do that, may our worries and cares disappear as we come together as best we can in these strange times through Facebook Live. So say hi, send your love, type in say I'm here and my name is, and it's Alice again. Maybe she's here and she's going to answer a few things. We've got the skeleton crew here at New Thought Unity, and we're glad that you're with us this morning. And Doug has an affirmation for us.
Please join us in this morning's affirmation. Today I choose to be an ambassador of love, hope, and faith. And I give thanks for these three things that make my spirit so strong. I will strive every day to create a world of love, beauty, peace, and acceptance of all in the human family.
Wow. Hey, can we do it again? That is a lot of words, and every one of them is important to us. So why don't we just do it one more time? Did anybody get lost out there? If so, we're going to go through it one more time and just see how. All right.
Here we go. Today I choose to be an ambassador of love, hope, and faith, and I give thanks for these three things that make my spirit so strong. I will strive every day to create a world of love, beauty, peace, and acceptance of all in the human family. So please join us in this prayer. Awakantaka Tankashala, Creator of all things, highest and most holy one. Father, Mother, God, God of many names, the one God. We come to you this morning during these very special times on our sacred Mother Earth. We come to you in a good and a humble way, and we ask in a good and humble way that you give us love, hope, and faith during this time to keep our spirit strong, that we may never lose our path of sacredness. Remind us to walk in a good way on our sacred Mother Earth. We ask that you take care of everyone, especially those who are suffering at this time. We ask that you provide for them. Everyone is coming together so much during this time, and it reminds me of this phrase, Matakwiyasi, which means we are all related. So we ask that you look after everyone, protect us on this very special time here on sacred Mother Earth. Give us the strength to carry on in a good way. Remind us to never lose hope and to never lose our faith. We ask that you protect us, keep us healthy, especially those who are sick at this time. There are always people who are in need and suffering, but at this time, the human family is asking for help. And we know that when we pray, you hear us, and we give thanks for these answered prayers. Matakwiyasi. Echitu elo, and so it is. Amen.
Thanks, Doug. All right, we're going to get started with Native American chant. We We are one in the Spirit, one in the Word, and they'll know we are family by our love. We are one in the Spirit, we are one in the Word. We are one in the Spirit, we are one in the Word. And they'll know we are family by our love, and they'll know we are family by our love. We are one in the Spirit, we are one in the Word. We are one in the Spirit, we are one in the Word. And they'll know we are family by our love, and they'll know we are family by our love. I know you're singing. I'm going to put my virtual ears on and hear your voices this time. Let's do it. Voices, drum. We are one in the Spirit, we are one in the Word. We are one in the Spirit, we are one in the Word. And they'll know we are family by our love, and they'll know we are family by our love. And they'll know we are family by our love. One more. And they'll know we are family by our love. All right. Boy, I'm trying to imagine. I'm looking at the sanctuary, and we've got Joyce taking pictures. Don's always here to take care of the building, and I can't even see the tech people. They're down underneath the piano, but I'm going to pretend like I see you all. And there they are. And Susan's in the back. Everybody put a big hug, big virtual hug around everybody. Hey, all the Toms in my life, everybody else. And we've got big hugs all over. Big hug. I'm hugging the drum. Hello, piano. I'm hugging you. Virtual hugs, a meet and greet through the ethers as we roll. All right. Hey, Doug, you got your shaker? We're gonna do a song. All right. 1, 2, 3, oh yeah, I feel a good vibration, healing and transformation all through this congregation. Must be unity, the experience is our mission. Universal wholeness is our vision. Be who you are, you've got permission. Must be unity. All right, go on, dance in your pajamas. Get up, move your feet. Move your head, move your bottom, move your front, move your side, move everything. Must be unity. Until you see unity. All right, a little movement here and there. Yes, we have a vision and a mission statement upon which that song was based. And so let's know our vision and mission statement together. And we know our mission is to experience spirituality. Our vision is universal wholeness through spiritual healing and transformation. And today we're going to feel some of that with the wonderful sounds of Douglas Bluefeather and his flutes and his tracks. I'm going to say much more about Doug. If you're not familiar with him and his music, he travels the country and with the wonderful blessing of the healing of sound and the traditions of the first Americans and the ones who perhaps have a lesson to teach us about being close to the earth and close to the Spirit that supports us all. All right, so if you've ever been any place online and felt just a little unwelcomed, we don't want that to happen here. We want to say everyone is welcome at this service, and when we finally get back to being in touch with one another, Unity is a place where all are welcome. You are welcome. Thanks for being here with us today. And we have just a few some announcements. So we haven't even practiced announcements. Okay, we're just going to go with it, all right? Volunteers are needed. It's still tentative. But we're not going to be opening this in May. So that's already, I guess we got the stay-at-home order for the rest of May. And so we're just going to put things on hold. We're going to be virtual for Mother's Day next week. And we'll have more information then about when the center will be open, and we'll be able to be back together. A live stream concert, May the 9th at 7 p.m. Tune in to our Facebook to hear your favorite NTUC performers in concert. Ooh, I'm on the list. I must be somebody's favorite, but definitely Kim Ballou is a lot of people's favorites, and Peg Buchanan is going to be playing her lovely fiddle, and Mark O'Keefe and Jean Blessing. And so we're going to spread out over on this side of the stage so that we're socially distanced, but not too far not to make wonderful music together. And by the way, no church songs. We're just going to do all popular music, and this is a dance party, and there's going to be songs that you know, Leonard Cohen, the Beatles, all kinds of things. Gene brings some rhythm and blues and stuff to that concert. It's going to be great. Mastermind group, Alice Frazier, the mastermind mistress of this place, is still holding mastermind group by Zoom, and that's the information there. A Course in Miracles group meets on Thursday on Zoom at 6:30, and Susan Bartels, the miracle embodiment of the Course, will be teaching that. Let's have lunch. You guys on lunch, I've got to tune into that on Wednesday at 12:30 because it looks like everybody is having a lot of fun, and you get to see people with their mouths full of food on Zoom. Okay, when does that happen? All right, at lunch. Meaningful Monday mornings, Susanna Whitrock on Monday mornings, soulful meditation followed by sharing your experience during this time of isolation. So we get to just say, man, this is what's happening. Or just hang out and say hi, all are welcome. Our YouTube channel is, this will be posted on the YouTube channel later on, but there are new stuff, all kinds of stuff. Random readings, what the heck? There's random readings from Rumi, the Bible, the Bhagavad Gita, A Course in Miracles, by the Sunday Service crew. Check that out. And we now have children's stories by Regina Steinley. So there's new stuff every week added to our YouTube channel, so check that out as well. Okay, enough announcements. I've been talking for too long. We're going to settle into meditation. We usually have a guided meditation with words, but we're just going to kind of meditate on that wonderful affirmation that I choose to be an ambassador of love, hope, and faith, and give thanks for these three things. Let's just take that thought, get yourself settled, and we'll let Doug's wonderful flute lead us in and out of our silent meditation today. That took me there for sure. So, Doug is now going to play a song for us. And if you're not familiar with Douglas Bluefeather, it's douglasbluefeather.com. And you'll know you're on the right website because there is actually a blue feather right up at the top of it. And you'll see Doug and all of his award-winning music. And so he's going to play a tune for us now. You going to tell us about it? Or just play? You're just going to play?
Just going to play.
He's just going to play.
Well, that first song that I played this morning was called For the Ones We've Lost, off of my newest CD, Ascension. That song has a very special meaning to a lot of people at this time. So it goes out to everybody who may have lost a friend, a family member, a loved one to this tragic thing that's going around, this coronavirus. This song that I'd like to play for you now is called Everlasting Love. Kind of fits with the theme of my talk today, which is love, hope, and faith. So I hope you enjoy this song, Everlasting Love.
Wow. Thank you, Doug. Appreciate that. Yeah, Doug's new album, by the way, Ascension, is an award winner, as are many of his other albums, and we're glad that you got new music out. And so you're going to give us a little message. Thanks.
Well, once again, good morning, Hihani Washte, to everyone out there, to our church family who are joining us online this morning, and a very special welcome to those of you who may be joining us as guests. You know, of course, there's no substitute for gathering together in person, and I wish I could shake your hand and give everybody a big hug face to face, because, you know, that human interaction and that encouragement that we receive from one another cannot be manufactured online. So I hope we can come back maybe sometime this fall and we can get that drumming circle going again, and we can just right now visualize all these seats being filled with a lot of happy people and coming together once again. But you know, thanks to technology, that's the way things are working right now for everybody. So we're able to provide this opportunity for everybody online. So I hope there are people out there watching, and I hope you are able to take something away from this today that you can kind of help you on this journey during this difficult time. Because, you know, we all are looking forward to that time when hopefully soon we can all get back to our favorite places, go out to our favorite restaurants and gather and be together and smile and laugh and enjoy the things that we are missing right now, and fellowship and coming together here once again to worship in this wonderful place. Because, you know, we're trying to get through this unprecedented time. It's a time of isolation. It's a time of separation, but it's also provided us all an opportunity to express our love for each other, to express our hope for the future and our faith. You know, even with all of our faults as humans, our capacity for love, for hope and faith is what makes the human spirit truly unique throughout the entire universe. And these three qualities are what make the human spirit so strong. And even though it seems like we may have lost so much during this time, we must make sure that love, hope, and faith never, never disappear. Love, hope, and faith combined bring healing, bring peace, prosperity, and joy, and give us a sacred purpose for the mind, body, and spirit. Love is the result that we see of our faith and our hope. Love binds and connects everything. Love is the goal. Hope gives us the expectation of better things to come in the future. Hope is the fuel that keeps our faith alive in our quest to find love. And faith gives us the strength to carry on, to face those most difficult challenges that come our way. Faith gives us confidence that what we hope for will actually happen. It gives us assurance about things we cannot see. Our faith and our belief in God, that always carries us through our most difficult times. And it's what gets us through those difficult times, especially now. And I'm reminded of this story. One night, a man had a dream. He dreamed he was walking along the beach with God. Across the dark sky flashed scenes from his life. For each scene, he noticed two sets of footprints in the sand, one belonging to him and one to God. After the last scene of his life flashed before him, he looked back at the footprints, and he noticed that many times along the path, especially during the very lowest and saddest times, there was only one set of footprints. Well, this really troubled him, so he asked God about it. God, you said once I decided to follow you, you'd walk with me all the way. But I noticed that during the saddest and most difficult, the most troublesome times of my life, there was only one set of footprints. I don't understand why, when I needed you the most, you would leave me. Why? God whispered, my precious, precious child, I love you and will never leave you. Never, ever during your trials, your testings, when you saw only one set of footprints, it was then that I carried you. Yes, God carries us through our most difficult times because God's love is everlasting love. It is the light that shines in every life. And the proof of God's everlasting love for us, for humanity, is the gift of our existence. Even when we falter or fail in some way, God still loves us, and that will never stop. God infused it in everything she created. Mm-hmm. The nature of God's love doesn't show favoritism or bias. It's not, oh, I love this group, but I don't love that group. It's not, oh, I like this race, but I don't like that race. It's like the sun. It's constant and radiant, never withholding love. It's everlasting to all. God's love is omnipotent, and that's why we say God the good, omnipotent. You know, here in Unity, we love each other for who we are, what we stand for. We accept each other, and we behold the Christ in each other. We believe that each person is a unique expression of a loving God. Every person is sacred. Every person is unique. Every person is worthy. We offer love, hope, and faith to everyone. Because where love exists, all things are possible. Love can restore your faith in mankind, womankind. It can change the world. It can motivate you to move mountains. It can inspire you to greatness. Chimnoy Ghos, an Eastern Indian mystic, said, when the power of love overcomes the love of power, the world will know peace. Jesus talked love. Buddha lived by it, as did all the ascended masters who came here to teach us love. And when we mirror those things back to the world, then we too are the masters of everlasting love. But before we can love someone else, before we can love other people, we must learn and master self-love. We must love ourselves. So today I invite you to take a great step to return to love by healing your relationship with yourself. Because our gift back to God is what we do with our existence. And what we do with our love is our gift back to God. Love for yourself is the key to loving others, and everlasting love begins with you. At the core of everyone's existence is the desire to be loved. Sometimes there's an inherent flaw that says, I'm not lovable. Maybe it's because we see ourselves as not pretty enough, not the right size or shape, not fun enough, not worthy, not strong enough, or just some negative aspect of ourselves. Self-love gives you the power to break all those lies. Let's face it, we all have things that we don't like about ourselves. I do. But regardless of what we don't like, we must always do our best to love ourselves. Self-love is part of our evolutionary process. It will raise our consciousness. Just for a moment, I'd like everyone out there to close your eyes and focus your attention on what you are feeling at this moment. Feel the desire to be alive. Feel it. The desire for love. Feel it. The desire for hope of better days to come. Feel the desire. Feel the hope. The desire of joy. Feel the joy. The desire to create something wonderful during this difficult time to share with others. The biggest mission you have is to make yourself happy and to share your love, your joy, and your happiness with others. So always try to stay focused on the positive things in your life. Stand in your power of love and let your light shine, and never let anyone try to dim your light. We are all beings of love and light, and we all deserve to be treated as such. As for hope, it cannot be physically seen under a microscope. Science can't prove that it actually exists, yet we all know that hope is real. Hope is part of our human experience. It lives in our hearts and is a part of every fiber of our being. Hope often motivates us to do the very best we can. It keeps us going in times of despair, reassures us that everything will be okay. And it helps us to heal from heartache, from pain, and from disease. Hope keeps our dreams alive. Hope is part of our prayers and our faith. Faith, then, is just as important as the air we breathe. While the oxygen in the air nourishes the body, faith nourishes the heart and the soul. It's the energy that courses through every single fiber and cell within our beings. It's part of every muscle and every strand of thought. Faith at its core is deep-rooted in the expectation of good things to come. It goes beyond hope. While much of hope lives in the mind, faith is steeped in the heart and the spirit. It can't be explained away by reason or logic or be understood by any single dimension. I'd like to share another story with you about the importance of love, hope, and faith that reminds us before hope and faith can work, we must open our hearts and the door to love. In the middle of a cold winter's night, a man heard a knock at the door. He opened it, and the person said, "My name is Hope. May I come in out of the cold?" The man said no, and Hope was turned away. A few minutes later, there was another knock at the door. The man opened the door, and the second person stood there. "My name is Faith," said the person. "May I come in out of the cold?" Again, the man said no, and Faith was turned away. Once again, there was a knock at the door. This time, the man opened it and was greeted by a person who said, "My name is Love. May I please come in out of the cold?" "Why, of course," said the man. "Please come in." Well, a few minutes later, there was another knock at the door, and there stood Hope and Faith. "Why didn't you let us in? You let love come in." "Well, the answer is simple," said the man. "When love enters first, hope and faith will always follow." "Please come in," said the man. So remember the power of love. We have all seen it in action during this difficult time. Because so many people, families, businesses are just barely hanging on. And a lot of people are unsure if they will even be able to return to the way things were. And some people may feel like they've even lost their hope and faith. It was so saddening to hear on the news this past week about a female ER doctor in New York that committed suicide after telling her family about the trauma of witnessing so much death and dying before her eyes from the coronavirus. So many of our frontline workers have been traumatized and may be traumatized for life because of what they've had to deal with. You know, all of our frontline workers in the medical profession, law enforcement and firefighters, have all been at a high risk of suicide for a long time. It's estimated that between 300 and 400 doctors and people in the medical professions commit suicide every year, not just during this time. And police officers and firefighters are more likely to die of suicide than in the line of duty. So for all those who are struggling during this time, let us send them love, hope, and faith, and remind them to never lose hope, faith, and their love. Well, my hope and challenge to everyone is to be an ambassador of love, hope, and faith. And like we said this morning, to strive every day, not only in these difficult times, but throughout your life, to create a world of love, beauty, peace, and acceptance for all in the human family. To create a world where our children and grandchildren grow up without fear, without bullying, without hatred, and without separation. A world where everyone is accepted regardless of race, religion, what country they come from, or their politics. Remember that with our love, hope, faith, prayers, thoughts, and good actions, we are the bringers of change. We stood in line to be here at this time. We stood in line because we knew what we were going to have to deal with and the work that was going to be needed. So as a Hopi elder has said, and I've said this many times over the years, we are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the ones we've been waiting for. So I say, Wopida, thank you. And I leave you with this Lakota phrase, Matakwiyasi, which means we are all related. One other thing that I'd just like to mention, churches are struggling as well. We want to make sure that the doors of this church will remain open for a long time to come. This church has been here for a long time, and we never want to see it close its doors because it can't pay its bills. Some churches are struggling with that. So if you'd like to make a donation to this church, please go to their website, www.ntunity. That's ntunity.org. And up in the right-hand corner, there's a button that says Donate. So please consider that. Wopida.
Thank you, Doug. Thanks for those wonderful words on hope, faith, and love. Let them in, everybody, no matter what order they come in, but especially that love, the foundation of all that we do. And so visit douglasbluefeather.com, not org, it's .com, and that's the way he makes his living too. And there's wonderful music and flutes. You sell any drums on your site? No, just flutes. All right. So Doug is going to bless us with another musical number.
This song is from an older CD. It came out in 2012, I believe, called Dawn of a New Light. But this song is called The Last Warrior. And this goes out to all of our frontline workers, everybody in the medical field, everybody that's out there doing so much, even sacrificing themselves, because our modern day frontline warriors will fight to the very end. Some of them have lost their own lives dealing with this crisis, but they will continue to fight until the very last warrior. And that is the name of this song, The Last Warrior.
Thank you, Doug. Thank you for blessing us and soothing our souls today through the wonderful music and the words. We're so grateful that you're here, our neighbor to the north, and definitely want to have you back when we can gather. And you can haul a lot of drums in that big truck of yours, can't you? And so, yeah.
A lot of drums. So we're looking forward to the time when we have a lot of people back.
Okay, and we can enjoy a wonderful drum circle. As Doug mentioned, we do have expenses, and we're thankful for all those that donate and tithe to the New Thought Unity Center. Their constant giving comes in on a regular basis, and he directed you to the button on the website, and you can put a check in the mail. I'm going to leave a check today just because I'm here, and any way that you can support the center to keep things going is a wonderful gift, not to mention a blessing to each one of us that gives. And so let us bless our tithes and offerings through our offertory affirmation. And we know together, divine love moving in and through me blesses and multiplies all that I give and all that I receive. And so it is. Amen. Well, on this, it's kind of gray and thundery. Boy, and if you heard extra drums in Doug's music, it was a thunder outside. I mean, you know, nature was like, oh yeah. And so we want to thank the tech crew and for the lighting and the sound and everything that happens. Be sure to check the website and the Facebook feed, because Joseph's wonderful pictures are going to be coming out. There's something happening on Monday, on Tuesday, on Wednesday. There's a concert on Saturday. Like I said, pop music, dance, sing, la la la. I'll give you one clue. Na, 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 na. All right, and things beyond that. So it's going to be a whooping party on Saturday night. I want to send out a shout to mothers, because Mother's Day is coming up. Next Sunday, it's going to be a unique Mother's Day, to say the least. So I'm telling you now, and I'm telling myself now, because we can get a card in the mail like tomorrow or the next day, or do something like that. David Allen Brown will be back with us, and check the website and to see what his topic is going to be. I bet you it's something about motherly love or something like that. Thanks, everyone. Thanks again, Doug, for being here and for blessing us today. And so, if you have a hand to hold that hand. If you need to hold feathers, you can hold that. But whatever, a pillow, something, as we know our prayer for protection and say our peace song. And so, we know together, the light of God surrounds me. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds me. I am the love of God. The power of God protects me. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over me. I am the presence of God. Wherever I am, God is. Wherever God is, I am, and we are one. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God our Father, children all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step this be my solemn vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Bye, everybody. We'll see you next time.